Cat. Precious metals prepping. So around about 2015, the Canadian Mint had a great idea. They actually decided to start selling silver coins, 99.9% whatever, at face value. So for example, this is a $50 silver coin. Excellent, right? And they did a whole bunch of accessible coins. For example, the True North coin. And a lot of these, as you'll note, are actually beautiful objects in their own right. At least ways I think they are. And I would buy a few of them. They were limited to 5, so I'd buy a few of them. I always figured these sort of coins are a great gift to people, and they're also a useful hedge against inflation and various other things that can go wrong. This is the Woodland Elf. Quite pretty objects, right? So I have a few of them. Could I retire off the proceeds of these? Not particularly. Seller 559, I believe, did a really great video on why he was opting out of prepping, and also why he was opting out of precious metals. This is Bugs Bunny for those people who haven't been brainwashed by Disney. Warner Brothers, I guess. T-Rex. Like I say, you can see these coins are actually solid silver, and they're backed up by the Canadian Mint, and when you open them, they're actually already in a plastic case, I guess, which is kind of useful. But there she is, the Queen of England, and the Queen of Canada, and the Queen of Scotland, and there's Superman. Now, why precious metals? Well, gold and silver have always been used as a medium for exchange. So, gold and silver, we all know what they are. Platinum and palladium are the two other main metals people buy. The others they could buy, which are precious, is ruthenium, rhodium, osmium and iridium. Now as I say, I collected a few over the years. This is the snowman one. Because I think they're actually kind of nice objects. And it would cost me $20 to get $20 coin. So these are proof against inflation, because the technical argument is that if inflation rises, the value of paper currency will drop, but the value of metals currency will rise. Well, that's not actually true over historic periods of time. This is the Caribou one. I sent this out to Louis and Steve. Pretty, isn't it? And I'll leave this one here to try and brainwash you Americans into not hating Canada. We could be as loyal as North Korea. Anyway, so as an investment, except unless you buy and sell them at times of a nuclear war about to happen, or at times of a vast economic recession, you're really not going to gain much material wealth by investing in gold and silver. Now there's multiple websites out there and multiple banks and multiple people will tell you that's not true. When you look at it over historic time, if you're buying gold and silver to make money, unless you buy and are able to sell on the occasional real serious drop in the stock market, 2007, 2008 was the last one you could have made. Bitcoin, if you'd bought in 2006 and sold in 2008. Now, Afghanistan, when that was invaded by the Soviet Union in 1980, also saw a huge increase in gold. Now, why do we want to do this? Well, people who have money like to have money, and they truly believe that by using precious metals like these, they can prevent themselves from having economic severe consequences. Now, I don't agree. I don't think it's possible to collect enough gold and silver to actually be able to insulate yourself or protect yourself from the vast problems that we would have in a global catastrophe of a nuclear war or an economic downturn. I think it's far better to consider these to be, if you have the extra cash, to be something you buy because you like them and they're good gifts for nephews and nieces and children. And just in case, maybe I have about $300 to $400 worth of precious metals that I could give to a border guard, or I could give to somebody who works on a boat to get on the boat. The lessons of previous SHTF clearly show if you are a victimized population, for example the Jewish German population, they were able to escape by giving away precious metals and jewellery, but that's a whole different ballgame. And I do have some gold, and these are magnified, and that's the actual size of the thing. So you've got to consider that if you're actually getting into gold, you're going to get a lot less of it, and it's going to be harder to convince somebody to take it. Now, if I offered you this in grid down, what would you give me for it? Well, I hope the answer is nothing at all. If we have a grid down and it's a serious SHTF, you do not want to be trading anything that you can eat and drink and make more food from and protect yourself from for lumps of metal. The only exception to that is, I think Mike Helton once said, yeah, sure, I'll be taking out people's rings and teeth when I find their bodies and storing it in a big rucksack, because eventually society might regain itself, and I might as well, if I have the time and effort and it's safe to do so, collect gold and silver without effort. Very true, that. So that's my question for you guys. Do you actually collect gold or silver or palladium or platinum?